The House Committee on Government Operations will come to order. Will the clerk please take attendance?
Chair Liberati.
Here.
Representative Spahutsky. Here. McFall.
Here.
Posthumus.
Here.
Green. Here. Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
Representative McFall moves to approve the minutes of the May 22nd meeting without objections, so ordered. Today we're going to be taking up testimony on Senate Bill 235. Here to speak on his bill, Senator Altman, and he's joined with Trudy Weiss. Wasaki, sorry about that.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. I'm going to let Trudy go first, and then I'll back clean up.
You'll back clean up. What is that about? You might have to wipe my tears. But I'd just like to start out with thank you very much for letting me attend this meeting. And I would like to thank you also for supporting our Blue Star moms. And thank you very much for your service. Blue Star moms do everything through our children for our children, meaning our military families. It's not just our immediate family, it's our past, present, and future. While I was attending the Rolling to Remember on this past Memorial Weekend, I was introduced to my escort, which was a combat Marine vet, and got to know him pretty well, and he started opening up to me as his military mom. He opened up to things that, you know, happened in his experience and how he's getting past it, how he's moving on. That's what our Blue Star moms are all about. We listen, we help where we can, and we help them move forward. We also supported the Gold Star moms and their Gold Star wives during that weekend with their ceremonies celebrating the lives of the lost men and women in their lives. We continue to support our veterans at our 5 VA hospitals here in Michigan. We do that by sending gift cards. Also, sweatpants are a big thing for them. They need pockets, we're told. They need pockets. We support our children that don't have support from home, and believe me that they do not have support from home sometimes. So that's through cards and letters, and also care packages in the time of need. So we feel that we are a big deal. We support our military. All this is done for the love of our children and our military families. My son is a veteran, and he called me this morning, and he said, "Mom, can I go with you?" My son is sitting back here. He supports the Blue Star moms because he knows how important it is to us to support them. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Trudy. You know, and I'm assuming you guys have the policy analysis. I mean, it talks about when the Blue Star Mothers was started and where it was started. Of course, Flint. You know, it's a homegrown organization here that does a lot of good things for our servicemen and women that are currently serving, and even the veterans who are out. You know, some people have asked me, I've been working on this legislation since 2011 when I first got elected to the House and offered an annual resolution. I was just hoping to make it permanent. Finally, we have a chance. Some people have said, well, shouldn't we do Gold Star Mothers first? And that was a legitimate question. And but what we know is there is a national day for them, so we don't really need to. We can't. I can't bring forward legislation to make this a national day, but I can certainly do a state day, and that's what I'm looking for here.
And Gold Star moms are they are Blue Star moms before they turn gold.
That's true. Yeah. I guess for me, though, I just want to talk about what this organization means to me as a former service member. You know, I was stationed in Beirut back in the early to mid '80s. You know, and I was a 19-year-old kid that you know, in my mind was bulletproof, and I didn't have a care in the world. I was over in a combat situation, but I was in a part of the world that I knew I'd probably never see again. You know, it was exciting. It was I felt like I had a purpose. I was proud to serve. I really gave little thought to the home front, to what my parents were going through, what my mom was going through. You know, again, I hate to say it, but a self-absorbed 19-year-old kid. But I do know that there were a lot of gray hairs that my mom acquired in my time over there. And I was always appreciative of the letters. Matter of fact, I just read one the other day. I happened to get into one of my shoe boxes of old Army stuff that I had, and I found a letter from her, a card. But it was a long letter. She was on break from working at the bank, and she had sent me a letter, and I got to reread it, and it was very touching. And it was always good to have letters from home, and that's how you got, you know, how you made contact. You know, it isn't like today where you have FaceTime and all these other things. You know, for us it was, you either got a letter in the mail, which was hard to get because you were, you know, in a combat situation, so it wasn't like mail was a regular occurrence, or you tried to get to a phone booth and call an international operator and wait a couple hours to try to get, and I tried that one time, and by the time I got through, it got too hot. The area got too hot, and we had to vacate. So my parents got a call in the middle of the night. For me, it wasn't the middle of the night, but for them it was, by an international operator, which even made them more worried because there was nobody on the other end of the line. Or if you were lucky enough to get on one of the ships that were on the patrolling with us, like our battleship or some of our helicopter carriers, they would radio a ham radio operator on the East Coast. They would call your parents' house collect, and then they would key the mic, and you'd talk on the phone, and then and you'd say over, and that's how you did it. I mean, that was our technology for the day. But getting those letters from home, not just from your parents, but from Blue Star mothers, from friends, from anybody, just to get from school children that would write to you, that you didn't even know. I mean, it was you craved that, but even more, you craved those care packages, those cookies and those candies that you actually never got to eat on your own because everybody knew you got them, and so you were sharing them, but everybody got them, and those were, I can't tell you how important those things were to us, and I can't thank Blue Star mothers enough for the things that they did for us and continue to do for servicemen and men and women. For me, when I got older and I became a parent, then the shoe was on the other foot. Then I got to feel what my parents felt when my son-in-law was stationed. I think his first tour was Afghanistan, and the second tour was, first tour was Iraq, second tour Afghanistan. My daughter was pregnant for their first child during the first tour, and we actually had her at our house we had her both times. She stayed with us while he was on tour, but the second time she had a baby, so in the first year of his life. So my son-in-law actually missed all of that, or most of it. But I got to see the worry on her face, and I got to feel that worry that my parents felt when I was over there. And so it gave me a deeper appreciation for what they went through, what you guys go through, and a deeper appreciation for the things that you do for the parents and for the returning members and everything that you, and for the service members that are over there. So this is, to me, a heartfelt issue, and that's why I've been working on this since I got elected, and I really appreciate you, Mr. Chair, taking this up for me, and I appreciate you guys coming in and listening to me babble on about it. So, but thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony, and thank you, everything the Blue Star Mothers do. You had me at tears 3 times. Those care packages with nobody to look out for them, and to get that, that's just got to be so special. Any questions?
Share them amongst their squads.
Representative Green?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There is no force stronger than a mom on a mission. And my mom had 2 blue stars on her flag in her window, myself and my brother. And so it was your organization that was there for her when we lost contact. I was still stateside, and 911 happened. And my brother, we couldn't talk to him for 9 months. He was just disappeared. And so it's how you support each other, how you support the families that are left behind, how you support the moms, even me as a 17-year-old kid in San Diego, and the organizations, the moms that helped the current and active duty members. And so we have been the Committee of Holidays, and I really encourage the chair that this will be discharged from this committee, and it will be finally passed once and for all, that we can recognize the tremendous amount of work that the Blue Star Mothers do in this country. So thank you for your service as well to people like me and people like my brother, because it's hard, and we couldn't do this without you, and my mom would not have made it through without your organization specifically. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, with that, Representative Pahusky makes a motion to report Senate Bill 235 with recommendation. Will the clerk please call the roll?
On the motion to report, Chair Liberati.
Yes.
Representatives Pahutsky.
Yes.
McFall.
Yes.
Posthumous.
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 5 yeas, 0 nays, 0 pass. Senate Bill 235 is reported with recommendation.
There being no absent members and no further business before the committee will stand adjourned.